Okay, at mile marker 17, and this is just after you pass Harris Boulevard, so you might already be on the express lane if you tried to do that. But yeah, right at, it went from like mile marker 17.6 to mile marker 17.54, etc. Right at 17 is the perfect opportunity. It might be your only opportunity to get onto the express lane in order to take the express lane exit that you need. But anyway, if you were looking to save money and traffic is light, mile marker 17 is exactly where you enter the express lane. But you can do it, like, it starts up at the lake, so it's a 20-mile stretch of express lane. So the lake is exits in the 30s, so you'll have opportunities at exits in the 30s and in the high 20s, mid 20s probably, and then starting down at the teens. But Harris Boulevard, that you used to come, to see me on when I first, my first or second apartment down here, is a good, visual point before mile marker 17, because right after that is the Sunset Boulevard exit, and that's 16. So between 18 and 16 basically is where you're getting the entrance opportunity in for the express lane. So I'm just gonna talk, since I've got a little bit of time. Hang on a second, somebody is telling me and I'm irritated by that. Okay, let them through, because I want to be in this lane. Okay, I don't know why I wanted to be in this lane. I just did. Okay, cruise control's back on, etc. So anyway, all you have to do is remember to get on the express lane either earlier or at mile marker, whatever I said, 17. Harris Boulevard is a good indicator that it's your last opportunity to do that. I'm wrong. Okay, so see how this is open now with none of those bars? If you miss it at mile marker 17, you have another opportunity, a little stretch down. But I think this does become your last opportunity to get on before you see the cityscape and before you see the exit that you're going to want to be on. So it's so simple, right? You leave your house, you branch towards Charlotte. Your next decision isn't until you're past Wytheville, where you branch again, fork a little to the right to stay on 77 south. So you really don't need GPS of any sort until you get, to maybe just turn it on when you start passing the lake. And that might be when you want to treat yourself and get on the express lane, because you never know. But if traffic's light, just get on it at 18 or between 18 and around 16, like you just witnessed. And then you're so quickly going to see the cityscape. And from here, like, you have no option but to make the right decision. Because you'll either have an opportunity to get back into the main 77 and off the express lane, or you're forced to take the exit that I'm talking about. And this is the exit that Dad really liked, I believe, one time going to one of the places, because it took you right to Church Street, essentially. But yeah, I mean, there is a football game right now. It's the first preseason game. It starts at 7. So that's probably combined with rush hour why you're seeing so much traffic going into the city and not as much going away, because people are still piling in for that football game. But you'll get to see how the new place is so close to the stadium, but we won't experience any of that congestion or noise. So if you're leaving in the middle of the day tomorrow and you get on the express lane, I mean, it's just going to be so easy for you. So we're coming up on what I'm talking about, and you'll see that white sign says express lane ends, and then there's only one exit option, and that's the exit you need to take. So super simple. And then from here it's going to be super simple, because you're going to take the exit that's designed right beside the apartment complex. And it's actually, my address is 550 East Brooklyn Village Avenue, and the exit we'll take is Brooklyn Village Avenue Apartments. So this starts the beginning of, and you've been on this exit with me multiple times, because I probably mentioned that it feels like a roller coaster sometimes when you're by yourself. So I do see a little bit of traffic up there, but again, people are getting off on that exit to take Church Street to go to the game. So we'll stay in the left lane. We should be able to get past a lot of that. Now the express lanes are done. There's no more. This is the end of that. So we might have a little traffic, but this stretch is like you're seeing exit 4 right there right now, which is Graham. 3 is going to be Church Street, where the Sky House was. And we're coming up on Sky House right now. You can see that tower right there. So we're just going to stick out right here right now. You see the sign for Church Street coming up. I'm just going to stay in the left lane. Now, as we get closer up here, there's an opportunity to get off of this onto a different highway. So I'm going to mosey on into the middle lane, just so you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. So that's the Church Street exit. So we haven't been on this very long. I'm just not going very fast. And we're not forking over to Independence. We can actually be in this right lane too, because I think it's only the left lane up here that forks over to the other highway, which is where you go when we went to see Leanne Morgan with Dad. That's the section of road that we took, if that helps bring things a little bit all together. But yeah, so both those lanes can exit to Independence Boulevard. So we're gonna stick in that lane I was originally in, or this lane that I eventually got in. And all we're doing is staying, and that was exit 2. So we passed exit 4, exit 3, and then the exit 2s. So there's just not a lot going on. It's 277 is a small loop. I was thinking when you mentioned 20 some odd miles of 277, that might have meant continue on 77 for 20 some odd miles until you exit to 277. That's probably what you were looking at here. So luckily it is not this first exit where you get some incoming traffic from elsewhere. You start to see it coming up here where it says half a mile. You have the opportunity to get on Brooklyn Village Avenue. So I am going to prepare to do that and be in the right lane. And there's 2 merges right there, right? One that was just behind me and one that's coming up. So, you never know what they're going to do, so just be careful. And I'm going to hop into this exit a little early. Ample opportunity to get in there. And it is this first little branch. So we're just on the other side of where I used to live, down the street, but we have avoided all of the actual congestion of the game. And this is what I showed you on, let me zoom out. This is what I showed you on the map, which was, we're basically here. This building right there is the non-tower portion of where I live, and so just hang out here until this stoplight turns. And the length of this video is obviously why I put it on YouTube, to give you a link to it privately. A puppy. See people in jerseys for the game, but we're what? Let's see, maybe 5 blocks down, 4 or 5 blocks down from the stadium. I haven't officially counted it just yet, but you don't get all traffic because it starts to die down. If you go that way, that's how you can just quickly go to Target and Best Buy, and there's no more big buildings down that way. I'm sure that'll change. That clock is wrong on that building over there. It always bothers me. I thought about walking into their lobby and saying, do you know how late I am for work all the time, because I can see this from my bedroom. Okay, so we got our green light, and we're on this for a hot second because we're getting right into this turn lane right here, and this is where I live. And so I'll just be meeting you down here to give you a parking pass to park in the guest parking spots, which are right here. But you can just, if you find one like that's guest parking, they have black labels. You could just park and hang out if I hadn't got down here yet. And if they don't have the, I'm thinking, like there's some that are like, yeah, those are right too. If they're black label and say guest parking, it's good enough to hop in. The space number doesn't matter. But the reason I was looking at it intently was because there's a couple that are for Tiff's Treats that are guest spots just for that cookie store. So anyway, this is the gate that I go through. So I'm gonna end the video at this point. All right, bye.